Good morning. 3 weeks ago, President Biden signed the most consequential infrastructure bill of the 21st century into law. The $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act will modernize America's decaying infrastructure while making the biggest investment in inner-city passenger rail since the creation of Amtrak. The IIJA is a culmination of the work that, along with Chairman DeFazio, I started with the Invest in America Act. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize Chairman DeFazio's distinguished service to the Transportation Infrastructure Committee and this body and this country. Chairman DeFazio has been a champion for advancing the state of transportation in America and making meaningful efforts to address climate change. I am proud to have accomplished many great things with him and the privilege of chairing this subcommittee. Chairman DeFazio will be sorely missed, and I wish him and his family well in their next chapter. There you are. The IIJA contains $35 billion in authorized funds for competitive intercity passenger rail and freight rail grants programs, as well as Amtrak. It also contains a historic $66 billion in reliable investments for our national rail system, roughly the amount that Congress has appropriated to Amtrak since we created the railroad 50 years ago. Of the appropriated amounts, Amtrak will receive $22 billion in dedicated funding, which will enable it to address its significant maintenance backlog across all three of its services: the Northeast Corridor, state-supported services, and long-distance trains that connect rural areas to urban centers. In the next few years, I expect we will see new and improved accessible stations, rolling stock, and associated maintenance facilities. Another $44 billion is made available for competitive grant programs to create new or expand or improve intercity passenger rail corridors across the country. It jumpstarts previous service and eliminates and improves highway railroad grade crossings and improve the safety, efficiency, and reliability in freight rail and intercity passenger rail networks. This is truly a once-in-a-generation investment that will change the course of intercity passenger rail transportation in America, and it is an honor to be chairman of this subcommittee at this extraordinary moment. We will hear from Amtrak today about its Connect Us plan, which proposes to partner with states across the U.S. to improve existing or add new state-supported service routes that could add tens of millions of riders annually, creating new travel opportunities while reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And today's other witnesses, representing various states, agencies, and regions, will talk about their proposals for leveraging these funds to carry out their plans for growing intercity passenger rail. In my region of the country, one of the most consequential projects that investments in the IIJA can address is the Gateway Program. The Gateway Program is a collection of the nation's most pressing infrastructure projects along the nation's busiest rail corridor, the Northeast Corridor. Chief among the Gateway programs is the rehabilitation and replacement of the rail tunnels that run under the Hudson River, connecting New Jersey with New York City. The tunnel is 111 years old, and it is in advanced state of decay due to its age and the damage sustained during Superstorm Sandy. If the tunnel were to shut down for any reason, it would cost this economy $100 million per day in lost economic output. Throughout my time in Congress, I've been a vocal advocate for the need to repair the existing tunnel and build a new one to keep trains running and allow for additional capacity. I am proud that the IIJA provides funding that could be used to finally complete the project. I am also grateful to the Biden administration and Secretary Buttigieg for their supportive efforts to do so. In addition to the Gateway program, the IIJA will facilitate other critical, important intercity passenger rail projects in the country. These investments will create good jobs, open a path for many to choose a career in the railroad industry. And I will fight to ensure that the quality of the jobs are available to all Americans and that everyone has a fair shot at obtaining work created from these investments. I was particularly pleased that Mr. Corbett, Secretary Kim, and Mr. Gardner addressed these issues head-on in their testimony. I continue to urge all our federal grant recipients of this importance. I thank the witnesses for being here today, and I look forward to their testimony. I ask unanimous consent that statements from the Association of American Railroads, Rail Passenger Association, and the States for Passenger Rail Coalition be entered into the record. Without objection, so ordered. I now call on the ranking member of the subcommittee, Mr. Crawford, for an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr.